So let's talk about ways to get out there. I try to establish, like, I'm thinking about everything like a chessboard, and I want to understand, like, what are the corners, what are the squares, what pieces do I have, and like profiles and pages, they are like the square. And now we can play on this board with a couple of pieces like the post types, for example. And there are huge differences in the reach you can get from each post type. What you can see here are examples of post types. Here, for example, we have the picture plus text thing. Here we have videos. Here we have a document, a slide deck with 42 slides that you can click through. And here we have an article. Those are, in my opinion, the most important post types you can usually do. Plus there is text only. Ollie? What is the word checklist? What about checklist? Yeah, a checklist would be in the document type. Like a PDF checklist would be perfectly here in the document section. Okay? I will try with the LinkedIn's checklist I just handed out, but I didn't try yet. I usually post these slides. So let's dig deeper into it and see like some nuances when I try to push it a bit through gray means. Image plus text, let's call this the baseline. This is the default post. There is no advantage towards reach. It's just our what we call baseline. And as you can see down here, it shows always views, like 1,105 views, 23 views. Here is on the page, we see impressions, which is for image plus text the same as views. Yeah, so every impression, whenever somebody scrolls through the feed, it shows up as a view. With videos, it's different. With articles, it's different. So some people are confused while their numbers are so good on the image plus text. I used to make that mistake myself. If we could actually see the impressions, we would see that there is a really different picture. So what is the difference here and why is the reach so different? This is just image plus text, 1,000 views. Text with link in it, 23 views. LinkedIn hates external links. So try to avoid them like a plague. You will have seen that in the past couple of weeks, we have only done links in the comments section. Yeah, it will also reduce your reach because LinkedIn is not stupid, but not as much as when you put it directly into the text. So if you want to get maximum reach, don't use links.
My most successful LinkedIn post had an external link.
Yeah, so that can be absolutely like explained by the algorithm. There were other factors. How much reach do you get on it? 3,500. 3,500.
Oh, almost 4,000.
Yeah. So you found another trigger that trumped the disadvantage of the reach nerf. Yeah, that you got through the link. Yeah. Then
if you find an article somewhere, how do you connect it the best way? Just if I find an article somewhere and I want to post it on LinkedIn, what would be the best way?
Good question. Honestly, post it with a link. Just if you post 5 times a day, don't create 5 times with a link, but use the 1 or 2 times with a link for sharing articles, for example, to your own blog or to industry best practice articles. Yeah, just do it with a link. Yeah. Jesus, hot here.
Does this only count for external links though? So what if I would publish an article on my profile and then share it on the business page as an internal link?
Yeah, that has less of a diss. Yeah. Okay, and on the right-hand side that you get to see that we have much more detailed stats because it's a page post. You get the impressions, you get exactly how many reactions, you get the click-through number, you get how many comments, the engagement rate. That is the advantage of a page, and you can learn much easier what type of posts work with those kinds of numbers. Yeah, if you try your stuff on the page. So that would be the first lesson. Be careful with links in those posts. Now let's look at articles. They actually get less reach than just an image with a text, which is really confusing because you put so much more energy into creating those articles, right? But roughly we have 200% less reach. Yeah, a big nerf here, and the numbers are really small, but that is, which I'm presuming, is because actual article opens are being counted, not the impressions. So people have to reach your article to get a view. And I substantiated that claim by putting some advertising straight to one article. They never ever saw it in the newsfeed. They went from Outbrain straight to my survey funnel building. And you can see that I have 488 views, which is way more than I would normally get. Yeah, I spent like 20 euros on Outbrain, so I got 488 views on that article, which is an interesting way to boost your LinkedIn presence. Yeah, using external traffic to your articles, which then calls people to action and helps them to connect with them on LinkedIn. You have a question about that?
What is the difference between article and Beitrag?
So a Beitrag is the normal post, what we have been talking about before. And an article is actually something that looks like a blog, a long-form article that is on a different site. It says like LinkedIn/Pulse/article name.
And completely different when I start writing it?
Yeah, completely different. It's a very nice editor, yeah, but it's a completely different experience than a post. And you have to decide to actually share it so it lands on your newsfeed, so it's optional. Yeah, but everybody should at least post one article because it creates a new area on your profile. In the activities area on the left-hand side, there's your last article. And it can be, for example, a good introduction to your company. And it will stay there forever. It doesn't go through like the activities, like shares, likes, comments, and posts. It stays there for as long until you write the next article, and then that's up ahead. So that's article. So it's the hardest to get high numbers for. Yes? Links. Yeah. 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 Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You can test this on any social media platform. Just do the same post, one with an external link and in the text and one with it in the comments, and you will have much higher reach on the one that doesn't have an external link in the text. But the big but is we as growth marketers don't care as long as the conversion values are correct. I don't give a if I pay more as long as the cost per lead, let's say, is still better than if people have to go to the comment section and click there. You can split test that, but in terms of reach and engagement, it's night and day. It's like factor 10. Yeah, please. Can you use this?
Why did you invest 20 bucks at Outbrain and not at LinkedIn ads?
Very good question. So
And it's new for me that you can only start with 20 euros and not 2,000.
oh yeah, you can start with 5 euros if you want to. Why did I choose external traffic? It's way cheaper. LinkedIn are the most expensive ads you can currently buy. Yeah, on Facebook we say roughly, let's pay 10 euros to get 1,000 impressions. On LinkedIn it's 50. On Outbrain it's 1 euro for 1,000 impressions. The question is, again, I don't give a as long as the cost per lead is great. It's better on LinkedIn than on Outbrain. Then I would spend the money on LinkedIn, of course. Yeah, this is what we are now allowed to test and try and experiment with. And this is where we can share experience. So who of you has been spending money on LinkedIn ads? Okay, like who has spent like more than 1,000 bucks? Okay, So it would be really helpful if you could chip in your experience, what type of ads have been cash flow positive for you. Because I always feel I need very high customer lifetime values to get my money back on LinkedIn ads. Do you have anything to say to that? Okay, no problem. So let's talk about the next type, which is the current not very hidden secret of LinkedIn. It's documents. You can upload, when you saw your feed up there, you could decide articles, Beiträge, or documents. Yeah, and documents are essentially PDFs, for example, or PowerPoint presentation. Like Microsoft and LinkedIn are, like Microsoft owns LinkedIn, so it works very well with the whole Microsoft Office suite. And you get a boost of plus 50% roughly in reach if you post documents. And again, it gets the highest numbers the easiest because again, the impressions are counted. Yeah, when you just scroll through the feed, it's one view. And here you can see from my numbers that this is my page. Yeah, this is the admin panel for my content. And you can see 4 posts. And one of them is strange. The engagement rate is 40%, while the other ones are like below 1%. What happened there? It was this post here, and I was looking like, what is happening? Why does it have a 43% engagement rate, which is a very high signal for keeping your post alive? And the reason it has such a high engagement rate, because every click to next slide, which is super easy to do, is an engagement in LinkedIn's algorithm, yeah, which gives it a really good boost. And you can increase your engagement rate numbers if you have to report those. But seriously, by factor 25, you should just start posting PDFs. And I'm talking creating a presentation of maybe 5 key slides, posting that on LinkedIn. It doesn't have to be 42. I think it's actually a bad idea to put up a presentation of 42 slides because nobody will click through it. Yeah, like I think the sweet spot is going to be around like the 5 to 10 clicks range. Yes?
Is that the content that you would expect from SlideShare as well?
Yes, exactly. So I used to share it always on SlideShare because when you shared it on LinkedIn, you could click through. Then they killed that feature and introduced their own, which is a bit weird because LinkedIn owns SlideShare. Yeah, so they nerfed their own thing. But in articles, SlideShare is the only way to embed a clickable slide deck still. Yeah. So, but I would highly prefer use native documents on that. Do you have something to add to that?
No.
Okay. Yeah, puzzled enough. That's good.
If you were to compare posting that PowerPoint into a video and implementing that PowerPoint into a video,
yeah.
would you go with the video format rather than a PowerPoint?
Nope,
okay.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
But I would say, like, why not both? That's what we are doing here right now. Right?
Okay, slides are increasing your numbers. It's nice for your head off maybe, but
and for your reach, actual real reach.
Oh, okay.
Plus 50%.
Okay, I see. And how about a conversion maybe at the end of the slides?
I don't have numbers for that. If slides support conversions, does anybody here have real lead gen numbers on like PDFs versus images or videos? Sorry. Good, really good question. If somebody in the live streams hears that and has good answers, then please post a comment, for example, to an article. If I would have to guess, I would say you get more reach with the document and therefore you have a higher chance to get a decent click CPC. Because like cost per clicks on LinkedIn are more like €6. Yeah, and we need to get that down. I currently have some interesting video view campaigns that I'm going to show you, which has like €2 clicks, which work way better. But just because engagement rates are high, maybe that transfers as well to these kinds of slides. Yeah, let's see. Let's try. Experiment. Come back next time. Report, please.